Welcome to Smart Procurement, where we make procurement simple, smart, and practical. No fluff, no confusion, just real insights you can use. Let's begin.
Procurement isn't just about big contracts, strategic negotiations, or multi-million-dollar deals. For many professionals, it starts much earlier, in roles that are often overlooked or mislabeled. The truth is, not every job with procurement in the title truly builds procurement experience, and not every job without the title should be dismissed. In this video, we're breaking down the 4 entry roles that count as real procurement experience. These are the positions where you actually learn how procurement works, understand suppliers, and get exposed to real purchasing processes. Whether you're trying to break into procurement, switch careers, or build a stronger profile, this is the foundation you need to understand. Let's dive in. First on the list, procurement or purchasing assistant. This is the classic entry point into procurement. In this role, you're not just doing admin, you're inside the procurement engine. You support buyers with RFQs, purchase orders, and day-to-day vendor communication. You update procurement systems like SAP, Oracle, or Coupa, track deliveries, and follow up with suppliers when things are delayed. You also assist with basic spend reports, giving you early exposure to data and costs. Why does this count? Because you're directly involved in the procurement cycle and getting real exposure to sourcing processes, which is exactly where strong procurement careers begin. Next up, buyer or junior buyer, sometimes called purchasing officer or procurement officer. At this level, you move from support into real decision-making. You issue purchase orders, negotiate small contracts or low-value items, and manage relationships with suppliers. You're also responsible for day-to-day purchasing decisions, balancing sheets, cost, and reliability. Why does this count? Because you're no longer just assisting, you're actually buying. You're learning negotiation, supplier management, and the basics of category management, which are core procurement skills. Third on the list, sourcing coordinator or sourcing analyst. This role is more analytical and less administrative. Instead of mainly processing transactions, you're working with information and insights. You support RFP and RFQ processes, analyze supplier quotes and cost breakdowns, conduct market research, and help evaluate suppliers. You start to see how sourcing decisions are made, not just executed. Why does this count? Because you're directly involved in sourcing strategy and supplier evaluation, 2 of the most critical skills in procurement. Next, supply chain or logistics coordinator, but only when the role includes purchasing responsibilities. Not every supply chain job counts as procurement experience, but this one does when you are actively involved in the upstream flow of materials. In this role, you order materials, manage inventory replenishment, coordinate with suppliers on delivery schedules, and track supply performance. You're constantly balancing demand, stock levels, and supplier reliability. Why does this count? Because you're not just moving goods, you're working directly with suppliers and influencing purchasing decisions, which is a critical part of procurement. Finally, roles that also count, depending on the company. These positions may not always carry the word procurement in the job title, but they develop many of the same skills. Roles like contract administrator, vendor management coordinator, inventory planner, category assistant, and commercial assistant all expose you to supplier interactions, contract management, data analysis, and commercial decision-making. Why do these count? Because they build competencies that are highly transferable to procurement, such as supplier coordination, contract understanding, demand planning, and category support. So even if your title doesn't say procurement, your experience may still be highly relevant. So there you have it, the 4 entry roles that truly count as real procurement experience, plus the supporting roles that can also get you there. If you're trying to break into procurement, don't just chase titles. Focus on what you're actually doing, the skills you're building, and the exposure you're getting to suppliers, contracts, and sourcing decisions. If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Smart Procurement, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next insights. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.